In this activity, you will be investigating the different ways populations in communities can be affected. Each slide has a scenario and a food web. You're going to read each scenario at the top of the slide and observe the food web. Next, you're going to copy-paste these arrows to show whether the populations increase or decrease and place them over the organism. Next, in the speaker notes box at the bottom of the slide right here, you're going to explain why you placed those arrows the way you did for at least 3 organisms in the food web. Many of these food webs have a whole bunch of organisms, but I want you to pick 3 organisms and explain your arrows for 3 organisms. This does not include any arrows that I put in there. So when you look at the first example, I have already put these arrows here, so these don't count. You're going to put arrows for the rest of the creatures, and then you're going to explain why you put them that way for 3 different animals. Okay, can't use the ones that I put down here. Okay, I gave you the answer for that. But you need to come up with 3. If I did not put an arrow on it, then any organism on there is fair game. So I'm going to do one example with you. The first thing that we need to do is read the scenario and look at the food web. So the example is an old lady plants some flowers in her garden. So I have a partial food web here with some flowers, some insects, some bees and butterflies, and then a bird. So if the old lady is planting flowers in her garden, that's going to increase the number of flowers. So I'm going to go back to slide number 2. I'm going to select the increase arrow. And then in order to copy and paste that, I'm going to hit edit, copy, and then hit edit, paste, and then I'm going to drag it next to or on top of that organism. So then if my flowers increase and butterflies and bees eat flowers, then they're going to increase too. So then I'm going to get another green arrow. In order to copy this, you can also click Control-C. I think that's going to be the fastest way to do it, so that's how I'm going to do it from now on. And to paste it, click Control-V. All right, I'm going to click Control-C, and go back to the slide, and then Control-V, and do it twice, because I have 2 animals increasing. And then if both the butterfly and the bee populations increase, then so is my bird, because the bird now has some more food. And so in the speaker notes, I'm going to explain those arrows. So more flowers means more food for bees and butterflies. So their populations will increase. More insects mean more food for the robin. So robins will also increase. So we have our arrows, we have our short explanation that talks about our 3 creatures, and so we're done. We can move on to the next scenario. Overall, there are 5 scenarios. So we have the first one, poachers kill cheetahs, leopards, and lions. And so this one, I already started it for you. The cheetah, the leopard, and the lion populations are all going to decrease because poachers are killing them. So you're going to pick arrows for the rest of these organisms and then pick 3 to explain. Next we have fishermen catch the Arctic cod right here. So this one I did not include an arrow, but think if the fishermen are catching the cod, is that going to increase this population or decrease it? Next, we have a scenario from Yellowstone National Park. Wolves were hunted to near extinction in Yellowstone National Park. Then in 1955, wolves were relocated from Canada and were moved back into the park. So after they were relocated, after they moved back in, did the wolf population increase or decrease? And how is that going to impact the rest of the food web? Next, we have ocean warming and acidification kill a type of algae that has a mutualistic relationship with corals. So the algae itself is not in this food web, but it has a mutualistic relationship with corals. So think if the algae is dying and it has a special relationship with the corals, how is that going to affect the corals? And then finally, an invasive species of caterpillar with no natural predators eats the same food as a native caterpillar. So how is that going to impact the rest of the food web? If you have any questions on this assignment, please send me an email.